So it seems that the colds and flu that went on holiday for a couple of years while COVID took over are now back. I hope they enjoyed their holiday wherever it was they went. But it seems colds and flu causing more work absence than COVID. Scientists suggest sudden increase in super colds, whatever, forcing people out of work is linked to pandemic lockdowns and loss in immunity. Yeah, it's funny that when you stop people mixing with each other and you make people permanently wash their hands all the time, and so they've got no germs on their hand, so they're not used to, because your body needs some form of germs going into you to keep the immune system up, and you need to be in contact with other people to keep your immune system up, and you need to go out in the sun to keep your immune system up. You need to eat properly. You need to not be depressed. Depression actually adds to a lower immune system. Some of you may or may not know. So when you scare the living daylights out of everybody and depress everybody about the future, then you lock them away for some considerable time. And then you do other things, which I'm actually not allowed to talk about here if I want to keep my channel. But you get the idea. When you do all of this, people's immunity will go down. Simple as that. But here's another thing. It's that time of year where it gets cold again and people pick up colds and flu. As I grew up as a kid, this was the norm, by the way. Wintertime would come round and people would end up with a cold, or they'd end up with a flu because they're coming in and out of a warm to a cold environment. Whereas in the summer, it's predominantly warm anyway. But then this is a seasonal thing, by the way, people. This is not some big terrible. But now they're going to wrap it up and they're going to say that there's an advert here. Boost your immunity this winter with the flu vaccine plus COVID-19 booster. And apparently, in another story, that I'm going to mix the two together here, that they've been round to the nursing homes and boosted everybody with the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu vaccine, I would imagine, as well. Why not get 2 for 1? So, yeah, it's an incredible business, isn't it, really? I mean, it's like, can you imagine 3 years ago if you started out yourself a PPE gear selling contract or whatever, and then you got in touch with the government because they seem to have bought quite a bit of it that they didn't need and then threw it back out again. But hey, it's only your money they're wasting, it's not theirs, so it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, we're now going to be given the latest fear about something or other, and the flus are going to get us all, and the colds are going to get us all, even though it's been a thing ever since. Back in my day, you just took a fucking Lemsip and got over with it, you know what I mean? Or you basically, I mean, cold and... I myself, if I get ill, I take day and night nurse. Wonderful stuff, and you can crack on. No, I'm not suggesting any of you take that. You do you. And if you want to go out and do all this, that's your choice. You do you. And I can't give any advice on the Hong Kong Kung Flu because you can't. But yeah, just wait for the fear and everything, and you know you're going to kill Granny again, and we're all going to get locked down. But there you go. I'm wondering actually whether they're actually going to eventually go with lockdowns because of global warming, a sort of climate change lockdown. You know, you can't go anywhere because otherwise your footprint, your carbon footprint, whatever. Maybe that's the direction they'll go in after they've rinsed this out for every penny they can, and once everybody's had enough of it, maybe they'll move on to the next pandemic, which is a pandemic of, I don't know, pollution. What next? Where will it end? Well, it only ends when you do something about it, but there it is. Right, on to the next.